So this is one of those chapters that just gets you hyped. If you read the chapter, you know what I mean. Motherfucking E.N.D. Natsu has just awakened ethereal Natsu Dragonnail mode, and holy shit. But before we get to that, let's just talk about the chapter in of itself real quick. And what it felt is like an actual plot progression chapter. Not just, hey, this stuff's still going on here, this stuff's going on over here. But hey, we're going to start doing this now, and we're going to start doing it right. Hopefully. So picking up from chapter 502 onto 503, we see Natsu and Lucy still being taken hostage by Demaria. But it seems like within these like real hardcore dire moments, Hiro Mashua kind of likes to toss in that fan service in there to kind of like lighten up the mood a bit, you know? Because we see Lucy tied up in a certain ecchi kind of way, and while Demaria is like kind of speaking like, you know, her continuing her little hatred speech towards her, and how she hates like the fact that she has nice big eyes, wondering if all Ishgalians grow those. Wink wink. And proceeds to rip off her top, you know, it's just one of those things like, was that really necessary? But it happened anyway. And here we see Demaria go in for the torture, I guess, and she's about to rip out Lucy's eyes, but it kind of skips past that part. And after that little skip, we see Lucy on the ground, and it's just like, holy shit. That actually happened? Is our eyes actually gone? Because we see like blood all around her face and mainly towards her eye area. I'm like, holy crap, and the way it was set up, she's on the ground and everything. And there was obviously a struggle, but you know, of course, Hiro Mashima couldn't even give us at least one gouged out eyeball, and it was just a little spattered blood, which wasn't hers. But we see Demaria against the wall, completely fucked up, and she's just spouting nonsense. Holy shit, he's a monster, he's a fucking monster. She'll be having them Vietnam flashbacks for quite a while. Holy crap. But before that, I want to talk about that little skip in between events that just happened. Like, I see like the surprise factor Hiro Mashima wants to get, but at the same time, I feel like it was a little bit lazy writing on his part. I get that it's maybe a surprise factor of what he wants to hold off for a little bit later concerning Natsu. Because again, he might want to keep the surprise factor that Natsu is in his E.N.D form now, and that he's able to fuck shit up. But I feel like within the span of those like last 4, maybe 5 pages, he could have introduced Natsu and the things that he could have done, especially towards Demaria and how she spouts that he's able to move freely within her magic of my time, or her time, whichever you want to explain it as. Her own time manipulation magic, let's go with that. That would have been an awesome introduction, in my opinion, of how Natsu could have shown off his newly found E.N.D form and his powers, and how he's seen her about to pretty much wreck Lucy's shit, and in return get her shit kicked in. I don't know, that's my own thing. But after skip, Demaria's going PTSD mode, and we see poor Lyushka and Brandish show up and asking where's Natsu, frantically again. And poor Lyushka goes on to explain that Natsu's tumor isn't exactly a tumor. And at the end of the chapter, whew, oh man, this is gonna get some crazy shit, because Natsu, he's looking towards Fairy Tail Gold. He's like, that's where Zeref is. I'm going towards there. He's completely engulfed in these E.N.D looking flames. I mean, he looks beast. And of course, on his way, he meets up with fucking Gray. And here we see Gray not exactly enraged, but a little more calm maybe. He's not in his demon slaying ice magic form anymore. But for the most part, I can see a Naruto versus Sasuke moment happening right here. But at the same time, I feel like this is a little bit out of place in concern of timing. I mean, I know they're on the same battlefield, but I feel like Hiro Mashima could have pushed this encounter a little bit further ahead instead of happening right now, because they're still dealing with fighting the Alvarez Empire and still trying to get to Zeref. There's still more enemies to fight. There's still more Spriggan 12 to get out of the way. Plus, I feel kind of like it was just a little bit kind of thrown in there, like Natsu just like walked into Gray, because I'm pretty sure they were on like opposite sides of the battlefield, unless Natsu like Hulk jumped on the way to the other side when he went E.N.D form. I don't know. But that's just my thought. I think it could have been pushed back a little more. But either way, things are getting pretty fucking intense, and I'm excited for next week's chapter. Let's just hope no punches are pulled, you know, like hey Natsu's still my friend. I gotta reason with him a little, try and get him out of that E.N.D form, because you know he's still my buddy. I really hope that kind of crap doesn't happen, and I'm pretty sure no one else does. But we'll just have to wait and see till the next chapter. But anyway, that's all I got for this one. This is Nigel Ascura signing out. Later.